South Africa's disciplined fiscal policies have helped it weather the turmoil in the global economy, but reforms are needed to tackle the country's key challenge of unemployment. This is according to Finance Minister Pravin Gordhan, who was addressing an Auditors conference in Johannesburg this morning. McCabe was there and filed this report.
Strong hope in the midst of trying times, which saw South African markets tumble last week before recovering. That's in the face of the current global debt crisis experienced by the more developed countries like the US and Eurozone. But Minister Gordhan reaffirmed faith in emerging markets.
Emerging economies have continued to grow strongly and are increasingly becoming the engine for global growth. Emerging markets do not have the same fiscal problems. Deficits are much lower, public debt much lower, and rates of growth faster. The traditional perception of emerging markets is as a risky investment destination is changing, meaning that we are likely to see investment flowing south and west, if you like, or southwest over the coming years and decades. Emerging markets are expected to contribute 3.2 percentage points to the global GDP growth of 4.3% in 2011. And by 2015, for example, the BRICS grouping, which includes, as you know, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is expected to account for almost a quarter of the global GDP, up from just 8% in 2000.
And Gordhan made a strong appeal to South Africa's business sector to become part of the solution.
As an emerging economy, this places South Africa on the brink of economic opportunity that can be grasped if we put in place the correct partnerships amongst all players in South African society. South Africa's fundamental socio-economic challenges remain and must remain at the forefront of such a partnership. A strong, capable developmental state is needed to combat poverty and implement the developmental agenda.
South Africa needs to restructure and reform its economy in order to achieve growth levels sufficient to reduce unemployment, currently close to 26%.
We now need more aggressive and innovative ways of working our way to a stronger growth path, to a more job-creating growth path, and what is now called inclusive growth, which ensures that apart from the anti-poverty measures, we need to have structural policies which ensures that we reduce inequality in our society. And it's a challenge that other countries around the world have as well.
The minister emphasized that government is focused on job creation and poverty alleviation, as well as creating macroeconomic stability, which will lead to higher economic growth.